Hi, I'm Jeannie and I'm here today from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I'm holding all kinds of fun stuff because I want to show you or just give you an idea of how you adjust your gauge. In other words, how you know what needle to use to get what gauge. Now the labels on any given yarn, let's see what we can do. This is suggests a 13 stitches by 18 rows equal 4 inches in stockinette. It suggests a 10.5 needle, and maybe Pete can zoom in there and show you what those labels look like. Every yarn has its own suggestion, and you'll note that I'm putting emphasis on the word suggest because we all knit a little bit differently. So this is a chunky yarn and it suggests a 10.5 needle. This is a worsted weight yarn. Whoops, there goes my needles. And it suggests a size 7 needle. This is a lovely furry yarn that we just got in, and it suggests a 10 US needle. So I have here a bunch of different needles just to kind of show you. This is a knit check, and this is how you check the gauge that you are actually getting. I do encourage you to knit a good size swatch in stockinette or follow the pattern based on the designer's suggestion. Now, she may be a very loose knitter, and so she had to go way down in needle size to get the number of stitches that she wanted per inch. So you will have to adjust accordingly. So that size 7, that's where we would start, and we would check our gauge. And we do have a more detailed video on the site about really checking your gauge, but this just gives you an idea. We would check our gauge, count our stitches, count our rows with whatever knit checking device we have. And this gives us an idea of what we're doing. I also encourage you to wash and block, thank you, wash and block your piece so that you can really see what you're doing, get it nice and flat. So that kind of gives you an idea. But let's talk about how we figure out which of these gorgeous needles to use. And it's really quite basic. You want to start out with either the designer or the manufacturer of the yarn's suggested needle size. Work your way up or down. This is the rule of thumb. Up gives you bigger stitches, so less stitches per inch. Down in size gives you smaller stitches and more stitches per inch. You also want to adjust that accordingly in yarn amounts. More stitches per inch requires more yarn. Less stitches per inch requires less yarn. I always like to adjust that by 10% to make sure I have enough yarn. But this gives you an idea. I hope you understand what I'm going on about, how to adjust your needle size to get gauge. So it's really that simple. Smaller is more stitches, bigger is less stitches. And that's really all there is to it. And you want to work around the suggested beginning place that the designer and the manufacturer of the yarn has given you. So that's it. I'm Jeannie from Jimmy Bean's Wool. Happy knitting and have a great day.
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night.